Hello everybody. Welcome back. I've assembled a whole bunch of papers that I feel is sort of my base for the junk journal, and now I'm going to go through them and cut them down and select which way they should go in and select in which way or which order the signatures should be put together. Okay, so I've got some coffee dyed paper here. It's just normal copy paper that I've coffee dyed. Okay, very logical. All right, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure this and then basically cut it down. But what I'm actually going to do it. Okay, let's just do that. Let's just show. So I'm going to do that. Alright, and then I'm going to make it half of that again. So basically I'm going to cut this way. So let's see if my paper cutter will be long enough for that. I'm not 100% sure if it would. Not the time to struggle with your paper cutter, Lorraine. Okay, so let's just see. I'm putting it right there. I'm just making sure that it's straight. Okay, it didn't cut completely. Just turning it around, putting it straight again, and cutting off the other side. Okay, obviously there I've got a bit. You would fix that up later, but now you've got two pieces of the same size. Now it's up to you how perfect you want to make it. Okay, so I will use this now as a baseline of the size of the. I will use one of them as the base of the size that I want to work with in the journal. Okay, so here I've got a half of a doily that I've cut off. It's going to be too big this way, so I'm going to, obviously I want to preserve this rather than that part. Okay, and let's just see if I fold it, and let's fold this in half because that's going to be the size of the journal. It's going to be a itty bitty tiny journal. I'm just going to show you the basics. The idea is just to show you the basics of this. So if I use the middle of this, okay, and I cut it off, it's going to cut off there. All right, so I don't want that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this in half, and then on one of the sides I'm going to do that. Just fold it again. All right, the idea being that this will now be like a little pocket. So if once it's in a thing, I would be able to use that as a pocket. Let's see if that plan is working. Okay, so you can see there, if I put it there, that sort of, I don't mind those little itty bitty sticking out bits. All right, and I'm going to line it up to the bottom as well. All right, and there I'm too long, so I would need to cut it there and there. So I'm gonna get my paper cutter. I feel like this is supposed to go under here. Yeah, I think so. Right, I'm just lining up those two dots I've made and cutting it. Okay, the one dot is still showing. I'm just going to make it slightly smaller. Okay. Alright, I'll just move the paper scraps out of the way. So there I have another page. So this would now go inside a page like that. I would work it in there. but then it would be 2 pages in a journal. So the next one I'll put in there. Okay. I've never done this before. I'm just thinking it might work. So let's see. Okay, so we've got that. All right. Then I've got like a bag, right? Like it's just a bag, right? And let's see, it's way too big for this. I don't think actually, yeah, maybe if we use it at the top. So if we use it from the bottom and we say cut it off, then it would be a pocket at the top. So it would be a rounded pocket. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. All right. So firstly, I want to cut off the you know, this jagged edge. So I'm just lining up the paper there. I'm gonna fold it in half, and then from there I'm gonna cut, so I can cut the side of the bag off as well. I wonder if this actually lifts up. I'm not sure. Okay, so I'm going to cut it so the edge of the bag cuts as well, so it's actually open. Alright. That didn't work too well. Oh, you can somehow hear the difference, can't you? Alright. And I'm going to cut the other side. Alright. Okay. Now what I'm going to do here is when I line it up like that, I'm now going to cut out a loop here with scissors. It's not going to be precise, it's just a more or less. I just want to mark off where my ending should be, or where, you know, my maximum length. So I'm going to start there, and I want to end not further than there. Okay, so I'm going to start there and cut it. You can, even if you have pinking shears, you can also do it with pinking shears. Okay, so that's what I've done. So literally what I'm trying to show you is you work with what you have and you make that work in your journal, you know. So now if that goes into the journal, it would look like that. And on the first page it would be a pocket there, and you can even make a pocket behind. And then on the other side it will be a pocket there and a pocket behind. If you stick it, you know, like if you stick it to the page like that, there's 2 pockets. If you don't, it's 1 page that somebody can add something to on either side. Okay, so there's a page. All right, let's see what else we've got. We have pink doily, but okay, I'm not going to leave that. All right, so I'm not going to show you everything. I'm just going to show, okay, so the same, that other one was a rectangle. This one is round. It got torn in the when I was doing the coloring, so it's not completely good, you know. So let's see if we do that, and we've got this bit sticking out. I don't mind that. And if we do this, let's say, no, I don't like that bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to match it up to the top there, and match it to the bottom as well as I can for it to be even. Or let's just do that. I'm just going to bend it there, and that's going to be the middle of the doily, and I'm going to match it up exactly with itself as best I can. again, it doesn't have to be precise. No one is going to sit and measure what you did afterwards to figure out if you did it correctly. Okay, so I've got it there now. There's my middle of my thing, and I'm going to mark it there and see where the other side. Let's just fold it. Okay, so the other side of that is there. So I'm going to cut that. And there's a journal page. Alright, so I'll be adding that in. So as I'm doing this, I'm putting the journal pages on a pile, and just basically at the end I will start assembling what I've cut off, etc. Alright, let's see. Anything that's duplicates like this, I will do off camera. Okay, this is just a sort of a yellow page, so I'm going to treat that the exact same way as I treated the coffee dyed paper. I'm going to fold it in half this way. I'm not going to do the whole thing on camera. I'm going to fold it in half, I'm going to cut it off there, and then fold it over, and then it's the exact size of this. Alright, so there's another one. There's a blue and a bluish purple one that I'm going to do the same to. You have to iron your pages. If you're into ironing your pages, you've got to fix this before you put it in the journal. This one is another type of paper. This was lying somewhere where it seems a moth got to it, so I would cut off that edge first to make it even. Then I would do that, and then wherever the halfway mark is, I would then use again exactly like this. So I've got two of those pages. Then I've got a page that looks like that. So again, I would want the flowery bit to show, so I would literally fold this in half like this. So it's just basically going through the papers that you've selected and making sure that they would actually fit into your journal. Okay, so it would sit like that. Alright, and instead of cutting off that bit, I'm going to cut, let's just mark where it is. This is probably best done with a pencil. Right, so I'm just marking where that is, and then in my case what I would do is fold it there. Alright, again, like making sure it's straight, and then that would be some sort of a pocket or something that I would create, or put a little feature or something on there, or attach another pocket on there, or even a paper clip or something. That's not now's problem to solve. I will solve that as I get to it. All I'm doing right now is selecting pages for the journal, so that's on there. Okay, I personally like to put napkins, 1 or 2 napkins in my journal, so the person that receives the journal, I think it's a nice thing to have. I think it's a nice little add on to a journal. This is not a necessity for a junk journal. Literally, if you've got just this or just copy paper, that's what it is. You can use magazine paper, you can use doilies, you can use nice writing paper, you can use composition book paper, and there's absolutely no paper that you can't change with that you cannot change with coffee dye. Coffee dye does magic, or tea dye. Some people don't like the smell of the coffee, so they use tea dye to dye their papers. Okay, so this napkin would be too big for the journal. Let's just fold it up and see what it does. the idea for me is for a person to be able to tear this out when they get to it. Right, so if I attach it in the journal that way, what I would do then, I think, is fold it in, because I don't really want to lose it, lose the whole integrity of the whole thing. That way, and then fold it again that way. I might even decide to leave it out like that, just fold it over. That's a choice I will make later. All right. Right, next I have another napkin, same thing. I've got 2 of these and 2 of these, which is a similar idea to what I had here. So it's a beautiful piece of paper. I folded it in half. Okay, now this is too long for my journal. I don't really want to lose that in any way, so I would keep that for a bigger journal. I'm not going to use this. All right, next is this one. Again, beautiful piece of paper, both ways. I think that could very easily be lost in half. I think that is beautiful enough, and I think that is beautiful enough. So I would cut this in half. Let's see where the halfway mark is here. And you can obviously use the paper trimmer as well. So that would then go into the journal like that as a page. Now you can decide, does it go at the top, does it go at the middle, does it go at the bottom? It's your choice where you would like to add it. That one looks sort of upside down, and that one, okay, so it would go in this way. I will decide later where in the journal, where I want to put it. Okay, this one is just a duplicate of the same thing, so I'm going to add that there. Alright, now I've got a small doily. It's not necessary to add a million doilies. I just like the idea of doilies. Okay, so that would go in the journal like that. I think it's a nice little something to add. Small doilies can also be put on the outside edge of a journal like that, and then you just glue it there right in the middle on both sides. You attach it, and it becomes, I don't know, it's magic, but it becomes a tuck spot, and if you put something in there, it actually stays stuck. So you can very easily do that. But something like this, for instance, I would now use on a different color. I wouldn't use coffee dyed on coffee dyed. I would, for instance, use it on the blue, or even on the yellow or the green, whichever way. So I like that idea. I'm going to put the doily in. These are bigger doilies again, not going to use them. I've got enough of those already, so I'm going to put that to one side. Purple page, I'm going to use that. I'll handle it exactly like I did the coffee dyed paper. Here's some blue pages again, would handle it the same. Here's some more coffee dyed pages. Alright, more purple pages. You see, each purple page looks different. See, that one looks blue and purple, sort of a mixture. So you decide what is the theme of your journal, you decide what sort of look and feel you want to give it, and that way you do that. Okay, this is a coffee dyed attendance register. It's a normal thing you buy in a normal stationery shop for people, employees to complete an attendance register, but by really heavy coffee dyeing it, I've changed the whole look and feel of that. So that would be handled pretty much the exact same way that I handled a sheet of coffee dyed paper. So I would divide it that way, and then divide it that way, and it would fit. Okay, so this would end up in the journal. So, but I will do that off camera. I've got another sheet of coffee paper. Alright, now here I've got a few weird and wonderful papers. Let me just clean my working area here. Alright, I'm just going to put this to one side. And let's have a look what I've got here. All right, I've got some map. This specifically today feels too white for me. I would like to coffee dye this first before I'm going to use it, so I'm not going to use this today. Right, this is also white, but it's sort of an old vintage children's book. These are Afrikaans words. It says pants and t-shirt and jersey. In my opinion, this could very much be two pages. So if you divide that, then, but I would like to maybe divide it above the little girl's head there. That could be a journal page. Let's see if it's big enough. Yes, that would fit. And from the top, if I had just above the little girl's head, that could also very much be a journal page. And we did it again. The earthquake struck again. Let's see if I'm still recording. I am still recording. Man, this is not good, people. We are now having earthquakes quite regularly. I don't even know what happened there. Right, so I'll cut down this page in half, and then this way it would probably be cut off there. I might even decide to cut it off like that, you know, that, and then that's the other side of the same page, because this would fit. I think that's what I'm gonna do. All right, so that's the way I would handle this page. So I'm just making it fit with my base page. All right, then next let's have a look. Okay, this is a German I don't know, science book that has all sort of German things in it. I thought it was just, I like the coloring of it, and I like the sort of the fact that it's a different language. This one I would, let's have a look. If I put it in that way, half the pictures will not be showing. So if we do this, yeah, that's probably what I would do. Or alternatively, I can do this and then, you know, cut it off there, and then do this, you know, fold the page in to make a pocket. So if you have a tag, you can fit tags in there and do the same thing on the other side. So I'm going to put this one in as is. I'm just going to cut it off there. I'll decide whether I want the top or the bottom. So that's how I'll handle that page. Right, let's put this map away as well. Right, the next one is a Afrikaans book about Afrikaans, about it's sort of, what do you call it? It says the form of a sentence, that says a positive sentence, that says a denying sentence, etc. So it's a lesson in Afrikaans. All right. I just think for people overseas, it's nice having something in a foreign language. All right, and again, I would cut it off that way, and I will fold these pages in this way as pockets. Okay, so that's how I'll handle that one. This one is also an Afrikaans page. It's a storybook. I also like the coloring of this, and I would do the exact same thing. So I would cut it off there, or if I decide to use the top, I'll cut it off there, and then I would fold that in as pockets. All right, this one is a math book. This one is the answers at the end of a math book. Answers, antwoorde. Very, very white, but I quite like the idea of this in there. So again, I would see where it fits. In this case, I would not want to lose some of this. So I would, if it's like that, I would fold it in like that so it fits, and then use the side pockets as well, or I might cut off the sides where it doesn't fit. So again, just fitting in what you already have. You know, you don't have to cut everything down. This is a Afrikaans book about maths. So it's got math sort of thingies. I like that it's big print. I like the picture on it. It's unique, it's different. I like it. So again, I would treat it the same way. I would probably do that, or I might cut it off. So maybe not completely like that. I might cut this in half, and then I could use it twice, you know. So I'll make sure that I've got that picture saved, you know, and then use it twice as a smaller page in a journal. All right. This one is a Zulu language book. I would want it to sort of be the way that it's written, not this way, but you can do that. There's no rules. You can use magazine pages. You can use absolutely anything you want. I would probably cut that in half and treat it like I treated the coffee dyed paper, and then just fold it that way, right way up. Okay. This one, what I really like about this is it's alt typing, you know, alt typing format. Really like that. This is a book about typing. It's how to type letters to members of the public, firms, companies, and outside organizations. So it's a typed letter about typing. So it comes from a handbook that explained Module 17, official letters, public service correspondence, and concise forms of communication for telegrams, telexes, and telephones. In South Africa, the public service seems to favor a letter style reminiscent of the full block of the NOMA simplified method. So quite interesting reading. Again, I would treat this to keep it upright, so if the receiver of the journal would be able to actually read what it says. All right. Very interesting little bit of information. Here's another napkin. These I've already removed the backing, little teapot and teacup, and then this is a napkin with a bougainvillea flower. Okay, I would treat that the same way. I'm not going to put a million napkins in there. I'll still decide what to use. This one is very close to the correct size. I might just fold it, I might cut it, although that's the right way up, so I might decide to do that as well. This is a little rhyme in an Afrikaans book. It's obviously a children's book to explain. That says rooms and that says furniture, so you're supposed to choose what furniture goes into a bedroom and what furniture goes into a bathroom and what goes into a kitchen, you know. So it's just a really cute little lesson, and for people that are not Afrikaans, that's cute. It shows that's a table, tafels, chairs, stoele, carpet is a mat, stool, one chair is one stool, stoele, matte. Okay, I want to say multiplication, but that's the wrong word. More than one. Okay, so that's a tafel, that's tafels, you know, more than one. So it's a cute little page from a book. It says Lesson Series 7. All right. This is a book or a page from a Spanish dictionary when I was in Spain, where it's got a few easy, that says verbs, and it's got a few easy verbs that you use. That has a few sentences like that's important, like I have been sick, ha vomitado. The doctor may say you must stay in bed. So he will say tiene que quedarse en la cama, and my pronunciation is probably really bad. So just a cute little grammar lesson and streetwise information on drinks and ordering a cup of tea and a beer, and that's wine with ice, another coffee, that sort of thing. Just a cute little thing to add into a journal. So it's literally anything that you've got at home, you know, you can add. This is the same. It's a bit of the dictionary part of it, so it shows the words like anise is aniseed, alquiler is rent or rental, alto is stop, you know. So it's just a cute little thing from another language. This one is another part, so that's A, and this is the F part of the dictionary. Just cute little bits to add. They're pretty close to the correct size. Okay, so you get the general feel for this. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to work down all these things, and then once I've got it done, I'm going to end up with a whole bunch of pages. I'm going to work between 10 to 15 pages into one signature. One signature would be, if I do that and I say this is a second page and a third page and a fourth page and a fifth page and a sixth page, and if you add the doily 7, and if you add the other doily 8, this is the broken bit, no, right there, 8 for the napkin, 9 and 10. So if you've got this all together and it's all cut down and all that, that is a signature. That is called a signature. All right. So I'm going to make hopefully a 3 signature journal with between 10 and 15 pages per signature. It's important to remember, if you've got a page, that this actually gives you 4 pages in your journal. So it's page 1, page 2, page 3, and page 4. Okay. If you've got digital kits, you can put that in between. The sky is the limit. There are no rules. It's junk journaling. It's easy. You do what you find beautiful. You do. And again, and we are still recording, but I think I'm going to say goodbye now. This is getting a disaster zone, and I hope you enjoyed that, guys. Have a lovely day, and I'll see you in the next recording, where hopefully all of these will be done and I will be able to start sewing the signatures in, or at least, you know, putting holes in them and then start sewing them into a book and add a cover. Thank you very much, and see you next time. Bye bye.